Thank you for everyone joining our webinar. Today, we will introduce our powerful device, X14, and use the XPOSE software to control the X14 with live demo. In here, we have two topics. The first one is to explain why RGB link designed the X14. The second is combined with the live demo to introduce X14's advantages.
Eric.
Yes.
Yeah, I know the X14 belongs to RGB Link X series.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you introduce how many products in X series?
Okay. For now, let's review those products. In X series, universal processor, we have X2, X3, X7, and X14. Both of them can support from 2K to 4K signal input, like the HDMI 1.3, VGA, 3G SDI, 12G SDI, and so on. On the output, it also supports different output. I will base on X3 to introduce those input and output more detail for you. As you can see in the input, X3 supports DVI, VGA, and HDMI 1.3, CVBS, 3G SDI. Both of them are 2K contents.
Eric?
Yes?
Yeah, just now you introduced we have 4K input.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and can you show it to us? Okay.
We have two kinds of 4K input card. The first one is 4K module, 4K input module. It will dual link DVI, HDMI 1.4, and HDMI 2.0. Also, it supports DP 1.2. The second is 12G SDI input modules, as the 12G SDI input module will be applied on broadcasters. And later, we have a successful case to introduce this kind of input module. On X3 output, it supports different output like DVI, HDBaseT, HDMI, and also it supports 4K output with two HDMI 2.0. And if you are in broadcaster industry, you can select the SDI output.
Yes, Eric.
Yes.
As you said, and you say the DVI and HDMI. We know that HDMI and the DVI is for the sending card. Yes. But how about the HDBaseT and the SDI? What's their application?
Okay, about the HDBaseT and SDI. Sometimes, as we know, the HDBaseT is always for projector, and the SDI for broadcaster industry, like to send out the signals in SDI output for broadcaster track, as they always need in SDI input.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So in here, let's make a summary. One X3 that can support 60 in and 8 out. It supports from 2K to 4K. One X3 can support up to 60 layers as it adopts each two output in the same output channel to share 4 layers. Like the output 1 and output 2, they are in the same output channel, and they share 4 layers together. For example, the output 3 and 4 share 4 layers. Output 5 and 6 share 4 layers, just like this. So in total, you have 60 layers on X3. So now let's check one of our successful cases that have used all layers on X3. This is the Hong Kong 20th returned cinema race. And in the application, they use 8 output to spacing for 8K 2K LED screen and show the contents on 8K 2K displayed. Also, customers ask us to show the multi-windows under 8K 2K displayed.
Yes, thank you for your explanation. Now it's clear for me, as sometimes I will misunderstanding in the layers. I remember our X7 with more interface. Is it the same to X3 or different?
Okay, I think the answer is yes. It's the same. And let me show you the same areas on X3 and X7. In X7, in full configuration on output, it can support 64 layers in input and output. It increased into 32 input and 32 output. X7 also use modular design, and they have a very important information in here. X3, X7, both of them use the stamped input module and the stamped output module. It means you can change the modules directly. So just not based on X3, it's more easy for us to understand the X7. For now, let's check one of our successful cases in Guangzhou City. And this is a successful case in Guangzhou network, and it uses X7 in this case. In this application, they have several SDI, the 3G SDI from cameras, and the DVI from the media servers, and it needs to place it on the 60K to 2K LED display. Also, it needs multi-windowed on the display. So the contents are 8K to 2K. For now, as we know, more and more 8K content have appeared and into our life. So the requirements on device will become more and more higher. It's not only just offer more interface on the input and output, but also on the output, more layers on device. So with these requirements, customers ask RGB Link, do we have a more powerful processor that can support to name? I believe the answer is yes, we have it. As we have an X40 that can control the 80 megapixels and control the different video world systems in one device. So that is why X40 have been applied on many applications like broadcaster. X40 be applied on CCTV, China's largest broadcaster, and also be applied on system integrations like SAP, head office in Germany. The conference like CCTV, Spring Festival, opening cinema race. And to know the advertisement of X40, we need to know the configuration first. So now let's check the interface first. Now, as you can see, this is the picture of the X40 rear panel. Purple color on left to show the input areas. Blue color on right show the output areas. Yellow color is the communication board. And later we have a live demo to show you more detail. On X40, the input support 30 smart slots, and each slot with 4 inputs. So in total, X40 can support 52 input. It's including the DVI, VGA, HD-BSD, USB, HDMI, CPBS, also support 3G SDI. Both of them are 2K contents. And on 4K, the contents is support 4K module, input module, and 12G SDI input modules. As we were introduced before, the stamped input module to X3.
Okay, you mentioned about the smart slots.
Yes.
And what about the smart slot meaning?
Okay, let me explain in more detail. The smart slot means you can select a different interface. For example, if your project in broadcaster, you can prepare more 3G or 12G SDI, as you have many cameras with those interface. And if you are in large-scale conference, as we know, you can prepare more HDMI 1.3 or 4K input module because they have many computer signals to show the different contents. So is it clear?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. So now let's check. This is the first. Let's check the first advantage on X14.
Oh, I see. So why you put these two picture and compare X7 and X14?
Yes, and as you can see, there are two different values in the X7 and X40. And do you know why?
Actually, I don't know why. Can you explain?
Okay, follow me. And for often more powerful than X7, X40 have 8 devices and use new architectures. And let me show you more detail. As we know, X3, X7, and X40 use the same input module, but on X14, we need to add the EXT on the input.
Oh, okay. So what's the EXT features?
Actually, it's built in new FPGA technology that can support one more IC on the EXT to reduce the process time and offer more faster signals identification.
Oh, I think it's very difficult. And so this is the first advantage on X14 with a EXT on input, right?
Yes. And actually on the output, it also with the EXT features on EXT on it.
Okay, and show me the output, please.
Okay, follow me. I will show it for you. On X40, the output support 10 smart slots, each slot with 4 outputs. So in total, X40 can support 40 outputs. It's including the DVI, HD-BSD, HDMI, SDI. Both of them are 2K contents or 2K outputs. And it also supports HDMI 2.0 4K output. On 4K output, it just supported 2 outputs on 1 output module. So as they are the same that we've introduced before on the X3. Well, just now we mentioned the X40's output also with the EXT on it. And do you remember?
Yes, I remember it. So what's the features?
Okay, the EXT on the output with more powerful than input, like it can add more layers on output and offer more faster IP streaming and other features on it. And we will show those features later in live demo.
Okay, let we wait the demo show.
Okay, in here I'd like to mention to you both of the EXT on the input and output, you need to purchase them as it is not optional or not standard or fixed in X14. So in X14 And if you use 2K output in for configuration, you can control the up to 80 megapixels. But if you select 4K output, you can control the up to 160 megapixels. And about how to control the X40, actually it's the same to X3 and X7 with name port and RS-232 port in here that you can use it to connect with your computer and use export software to control it. So the first advantage on X40 it can offer the EXP on the input and output to support more higher process capacities. And now let's check the second advantage on X40. IP streaming. And if you have used X3 and X7 before, you may know if you want to check the signals contents or preset contents, you need to connect the name port on the communication board and the name port on the PBW output. Both of them connect on a router, and sometimes, as we know, the name port on routers are not enough, so you need to change it into interchanger. But in X40, it's different with X3 and X7, and you just need to connect the two name ports on the communication board. As you can see on the picture, there are two name ports on the communication board. You just need to connect them on the router and connect your computer with the router. So actually, you just need 3 name ports on one router. That you can realize the IP streaming on your export softwares. And also, you can use the on-front panel on front of the X40 with TFT displayed to show all 52 input signals contents. And each page will show the 8 signals, just like the picture shows. Each page with 8 signals on it. And do you know why it can show the signal contents on front of the TFT display? And because the X40 have a built-in export software in it. And if you are in rental project, you must have a solid T series consoles. So you can check the IP streaming on T1 consoles too. And for now, let's show you the input and output module in live mode sections. Okay, for now, let me will introduce the interface on X40 for us.
And hi guys, I'm Levi. Yes, as Eric mentioned, and for the exporting, and you can see it has more inputs. The purple is inputs on the left, and more outputs. The blue is the outputs. This blue is output, and it has more output flows and input flows. Let me introduce it one by one. And you can see this yellow color is this this card is the communication card, and in this card you can see the 4 USB ports, and you can plug in the USB like the mouse, like the keyboard, and also you can read the USB films with the USB disk, and use those USB ports. And down of the USB port is two internet. One port is for communication and to do the streaming. Another one is for the streaming, only for the streaming. So if you want to control the exporting, you need to connect the internet one or connect these two to the one router and PC to the router, and you can do the streaming with this connection. And as Eric mentioned before on the presentation. And for these two ports is the RS-232 ports, and just one. This is port 1 and port 2. And for these two ports, port 2 you can write the command to the device, and port 1 only for the connection. And of it, this is a Gmlog, and with their loop, if you have many exporting to do the cascaded connection, so you need to do the loop, and also you can do the signing with other device like the X3, X7, and this is the Gmlog. One Gmlog generation in and loop to the secondary device. And down of it is the monitor, and this is the switch, and power on and power off. And this yellow card is the communication port. The main feature is for the communication to control the exporting, and the second feature is to do the streaming.
David?
Yes.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Why your interface list cover is different than before? Okay, you put out list.
Yeah, put out to make you clear and see the.
Okay, so what's this do?
And before we send the exporting to the customer, we will to cover the ports, and make it no very dirty, and make it avoid the dangers.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
And this is the cover of it, cover feature.
So all your interface you were covered before deliver, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes. And,
I think it's a very good idea.
Yes.
To protect the device, the interface.
Yes, to protect it. And after the communication port, and this purple L is the input, and the up and the down. You can see this 13. It means it has 13 slots. So each slot can support 4 inputs. So 13 it can support 52 ports, input ports. And you can see the first two is the HDMI ports, and before that is the SDI, and is the 3G SDI. And for the 3G SDI is support 4 SDI inputs, and for their output, for their loop, and to do the looping, and for the same source. And we also can support the 12G SDI. And for the 12G, and for the 12G SDI, you can see And in here you can see the 12 SDI mark, and these 4 ports. And this is 4 ports. And for this card, you can see this is only the input card, like the X7. But with the X14, we also need the one extend card, EXT input card, like this. And this normal card and this EXT input card. You need add one EXT input card and connect to the input, and this card to connect to the X14. After it can work. Like this one. This is the 3G SDI and 0. You can see there has the input card and some IC with the EXT, so it can work, and with some IC to support a different feature. And this is the input, 52 inputs. And for the after the input, we introduce the output. For the output, you can see it has a cover also to protect the ports. And for this is all the DVI outputs. And you can see this number. The top is the 5, and this is a 5.2, so it can support the 40 outputs, 10 slots, and at each port or 4 ports. So total is the 14 output ports. And X14 is more powerful than X7, and each port can support up to the 8 layers. And Eric will mention later. We will show it. And for this, one card is for DVI ports, and also it can support other device, other type outputs like the HDMI and the other. And this is the outputs. This is C2L and the communication port. And up, this is the fan. The up has one fan to make the port make it cool, and it can work in the some hot environment, warm environment. It can work very successful and very standard. And this is the second fan, and these 2 fans you can make the device cool and keep the good temperature. And for in the down is the 2 power. One is for the backup, and this is 2 power, and each power can support 1,200. Yes, and this is the interface of the X14.
So today we use the which control part to show the demo the light demo.
And we use another X14, this X14 to show the demo, live demo later. And this is the live X14, and this is the front panel. The top one you can see the ports, input and output, some stands like the temperature and the version you can see on here. And the down is the expose and some easy interface on the sys, and you can touch, and you can do the streaming like the Eric mentioned before in the presentation. Yeah, also you can set the IP in here, or we have the some setting details. If you need, we can send you after the webinar. And this is the power button, and this power button you can turn off the device, and this USB ports you can support if you connect the mouse, wireless mouse or the keyboard, you can connect to here to enter the parameters or move the mouse here.
Yes. So the USB port is for the KVM.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For the KVM.
Wonderful features.
Yes, and we will do the operation later, and through this X14, we already connect this X14 in our this webinar room internet, and through the LAN to control to remote control the this X14 through these ports. We connect these ports and through the router, and the router connect to our webinar internet to control. Yes, and I will introduce later how we connect to the stream to the Xpose 2.0.
Okay. Thank you for Levi's introduction. So now let's introduce the next advertisement on X14. And this is the third powerful feature on X14, as it can support up to 8 layers on one output. And let's check it how to realize this feature. As you can see, in generally, it's the stemmed to X3 and X7. Each two output will share the layers because they are in the stemmed output channel. But with the EXT on X14, X14 can offer more layers, that up to 8 layers in two outputs. It's 2 times of X3 and X14. And with the layer collection feature, the layer can be collected to one output. So in one output, it can support up to 8 layers. For example, you just need to close the number 1. You just need to close the number 1, and all layers will be collected to output 2. Just now we mentioned each output with 4 layers, and each 2 output share 8 layers. And so in X40, it supports 40 outputs. So how many layers can support on X40? Can anyone calculate that? I believe the answer is 160 layers in total. And about this feature, we will show you in live demo how to realize these features. So in this part, Levi will show you through the Xpose to control the X40 and use Xpose to do and to realize the output. One output support 8 layers. So please wait a moment.
Hi guys, now I do already, and I will show it the effect first. And you can see this 4-piece screen is 4x2 and 8 monitor to show the effect. And you can see I do the switch, and now I will show you how to do it and how to make the one port to support up to the 8 layers. Let me show you, and from the close it first. And before we show you the X7, like the X7 operation on the XPOSE 2.0. Before now, you can see we connect these 5 inputs. This 2 is the 4K input card, 4K 60 Hz input card. You can see in my mouse, this 2. And this 3 is 2K input, and plug in the input. Now I connect the 8 output ports, the first card and the 5th card, to HDMI, 8 HDMI outputs. And the basic feature is the core feature is for the XPOSE. Okay, and the basic feature of the XPOSE 2.0 is the search, and the second one is display management, and the third one is layer management, and the last one is preset management. Let me show it one by one. First, you open the XPOSE, and to here, let me show you. And first, you open the XPOSE. Yes, and wait a moment, I share my screen to us, and it will very clear.
Okay, for offer a more clear image quality, we will lodge in the room and share the Levi's screen. Make sure that everyone can check all details on XPOSE softwares. So please wait a moment.
Okay, I enter in.
So in here, I'd like to ask one more question. Does anyone remember how many layers that can support on X14? Just now I mentioned it. One output can support 4 layers. So the answer is 160 layers.
Yes, as Eric mentioned, I will show you later. Okay, thanks, Eric. And now I come back. Now you can see. Is it clear?
Okay, it looks more better than just now.
Okay, and the first step is open the XPOSE, and after open the XPOSE and to the search interface to here, press the X14. Now I sit in here, but I can control the X14.
I remember just now, maybe you said you have a connect the X40 and the communication on the input on communication board, and both of the connection on interchange, so that you can sit on the seat and control the X40 directly.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And now for the X14, I connect 5 inputs as I mentioned before, and this 5 you can see. This 2 is the 4K input port, but the first one is 4K 60 Hz, second one is not. And this 3 is 2K input, and outputs connect 8 output ports, 8 HDMI ports. You can see my mouse. Yes.
And is it HDMI 1.3?
Yes.
HDMI
1.3.
Oh, okay.
And the first is the first one, and this is the second one. I connect, and you can see on the We will show it on the later to the screen. For this tool is the A8 monitor, and also we connect the. You can see on the RGB link video show, and this A small monitor is our company product is A4248 monitor, and this monitor I connect a monitor. I will do the splicing later and do the A layers function in the this monitor, and also I connect to the two HDMI 2.0 outputs here. Okay, and this the I connection my connection here. I introduce the connection, and this is the first step search and the Sonic. You can see the interface of the X14 now, and now to the next step. And the first you need to move the one output inside to the display management L, and select 2K. And now I use the 2x4 ports. And so now I select one 2x4 ports here. The close, because my first is use the output port, first port and the fifth port. So the fifth is now come from the 9 to 12. You need to change. Close it. Go to this 17. Okay, now I build the 2x4 display L, and the same as the situation, and you can check on the RGB link monitor. You can see the monitor of the screen. Now I move the source on. I can move the two 4K source on, and you can see the screen. Now it's the two 4K, and already occupy the one layer. Because the default layer is 4 layers, and each port support 4 layers. You can check here. And also you can Control A and C to copy the bank to the first one, and I will do the 4 layer for each port, and press the control to paste, copy and paste the same, the same ports, and change the parameters here if you move not direct. Copy the same. Here. And you can see the first two ports has 4 layer already. 2 layer ports, change to 4 layer. To the position, and also you can design by yourself and set a custom if you want. According the design to set your and you can check the screen and each port. 4 layers. Switch to black. Become the black. Ports, 4 layers. And as you can see, each port is 4 layers. And now it's the default layer. And as the Eric presentation said, each port can support up to 8 layers. Now I will show you the each port support up to 8 layers, and select all ports. Close it. And if you want to support to the 8 layers, you need to close the 2 closed ports, and not only you can close the first port, you need to close the second port. Let me show you. Now since the 8 output ports, and I close the first, like the output port 1, and you can see now the output port 2 has a layer already. And according to this way, we close the first port and make it move to here. Okay, and as screen show, 4 ports all have 8 layers. Now I move to do the 4K background. Now you can see the screen, and in the middle is the 4K 2K source, and left and right is the backup. Because I move it to middle, and let me show you clear when I use one port 2, and you can see output port 1 will do the same things as the output port 2 and show the same content. Copy it, axis 6, and make it small, better. Copy. Now it's already 8 layers, and you can see this, and you can see the output port 1 and output port 2 already is the same layers. And output port 1 already become the backup port of output port 2. And let me do the same things on the second port, like this. Of course, you can also move the 4K source into these ports. And you can see the output port 3 already become the backup ports of output port 4, same as the output port 2. To the 4 sublayer. The same things doing here. Same like this. And you can see now I move each port and make each port support to go up to A layers and like this. You can see because the left is the first port and the output port 1 and output port 3 and output port 5 and output port 7 is the backup ports of the closed ports like the output port 2, 4, 6 and 8. They can do some things. Let me show you. Like if you like I do before, move one 4K source inside, you can see the left side and the right side as the backup of the middle. But also you can make this full screen and you can see the first port. Make it full screen. You can see the left and the right. If you do with the 2K source, you will make it clear. And you can see like this, the backup ports. And in here is the each port to support to the A layers. Okay, that's all. And back to Eric.
And if you, as we know, X40 with 40 output, so you can use them to spacing for 80K to 1K. But as we know, none of us will use this kind of sprint as it's too wide for us. But you also can spacing for the 20K to 4K, as it always be applied on the broadcaster industry. Also, if you choose the HDMI 2.0 output, each output module can offer 2 outputs on it. So in total, you can have 20 output, 24K output to spacing up to 40K to 40K 4K the spacing. That's just other features on the X40. And now we will introduce the fourth powerful feature on X40. And just now, Andy have asked this feature to show to him, and it's in here. X40 supports three 2K sub layers on 4K 2K background, and let's show it. Because the HDMI 2.0 output are independent, so you can use two HDMI 2.0 output to show the different 4K contents. And if we use two output to spacing the 4K 2K contents, and what will happen? And let's check the effect. For now, we will use two HDMI 2.0 output. Output 1 and output 2 to spacing the 4K 2K contents on a 4K 4K LED display. And you can see each output can add 2 layers on it. And you must well ask why it happened. Later, we will show you in live demo that can help you to understand it more clear. And if the sublayer cross to the output, for example, one of the sublayer cross the border across the output, what will happen? Let me show you the effect. As you can see, the layers have been reduced on the output because as The middle pictures have been separated into two parts. And each part needs one layer to drive it. So the picture on the display will be reduced. And about for the feature on 4K background, let's show you in live demo. And please wait a moment, and Lady will share the export software operation interface for us.
Okay, thank you. I share the screen of the expose. Now, wait a moment, we switch to the monitor. You can check the IP link. We switch the monitor to 4K 2K screen.
So I see there are two LCD displays on the vertical.
Yes, and the spacing on the vertical, and as the layout you show us on the presentation. Let me show you.
Oh, it's seamless.
Yes. Like this.
Okay, I see it.
Also, you can copy the bank and select all and the Control C, or select the copy here and the paste here, and do the different layouts. And each port you can support 4 layers, so you can do the picture like this. Yes, and for here we can do the reach first, and for the outputs, take the outputs, and this is the second one.
So I can see that still have two layers on the 4K 2K background showed on a 4K screen.
Yes. And this is to the vertical spacing, and the height is the 4320, and the width is the 3840. So in this spacing, we also can do the spacing and the fading and fade out feature. Yes, like we do before. Yes, and so the 4K output is different to 2K. If you want to do the 4K output and spacing, you need to select the resolution to 4K, and also you can customize the ports here, and also you can make it small, or you can do another change. If your screen is not a standard 4K, no 3840, 2000
Yes.
By 2160, not the standard. Yes,
Yes.
like
as we know, some of our projects they have used, for example, like 3000 by the 2000.
Yes,
and
like
this
this.
is not a standard resolution in here.
Yes, and if not the standard, also you can do the parameter change here.
Okay.
Yes.
One more.
And like this, and we can make all black. We can change this.
Okay, it can
Yes,
do
like
different
this.
size.
Yes, and also you
Oh.
can set the size inside the picture-in-picture, and you can do the others.
It is so wonderful and perfect features on it.
Yes, and can do the other things. And like the default, we can do the different bank setting. And for now, you can see the 4K 2K feature. And now the background is no very good. I change. And you can change the parameters here.
So this is the 4K contents will appear in export software.
Yes.
Okay, with just like 4 layers.
Yes, like the 4 layers, and select all and copy here and paste. And do the other bank like this. And because now the background 4K 2K background is no bright and very black, we can
Sort of, I see a fish screen.
Through the remote here, we can change it. Also, we can do the other banks like this. And like the left side, other side. Like this.
Oh, that is interesting. That a customer have asked about the layers on cross 2 different output. How to calculate the layers?
And then we change the content. Okay, now the content is no the black and bright. Now I change to the other background like this, and to the other bank. And you can see this is the bank I do it before, and another preset like this. And you can see here is the different. And for the 4K 2K background, you can do the layout like this, and you can see each port, the top monitor and the down monitor is two ports from the one slot. And you can see my X14 interface is these two ports. Is from these two ports. If you have two HDMI 2.0 outputs, one port can support up to 8 layers, and in this situation, and you can do the 8 layers like the 2K ports do before, and for 4K it can also do 4K 2K outputs, and with 4 sublayer like this vertical splicing.
Okay.
Yes. And this is the feature about the 4K 2K. You can see the preset. Get back. Now the background is the 4K 2K. You can see the RGB link is the 4K 2K background. And also you can change it to keep or swap. And the swap to the outs, you can see the sublayer here like this, and customize the size of the sublayer and move the position, edit the design as you want. For the 4K 2K application. And Eric, as your last webinar, yes, we mentioned about the 4K application, like the more and more people use the 4K application, like the 4K sending card. Right?
Yes. Many 4K sending cards have appeared in the market.
Yes, and we do the 4K. Last suggestion is the default, but the default not so many inputs and not so many outputs, right?
Yes, default only with 4 input.
Yes, although default you can do the different layout and good good feature on the 4K input and outputs, but the default is the small device. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Compared with the X14, it's like the
I believe it's hard to compare with the default and the X40.
Yes, right.
As the X40 was more powerful than default.
If you want to do the more powerful and the more great 4K application, I suggest use the X14, like this layouts and like the default doing and the multiple default. You can manage it and do the multiple 4K layouts, and this is the X14.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for Levy's operation on the export software. And if you use X40, it also they have other features, like if you are in rental project, they have a requirement on the PSD and the PGM, because that is very, very important. So you can use it to, on the PSD, you can spray thing for like a X40 support 40K to 1K seamless switch into 40K 1K. And this is the effector, it's seamless switch. And in different in X40, it also can control the different display systems. As like for example, in the airport, we know in different areas they need to show different contents. For example, like the broadcast time is need to it in LCD display to show the flight information. The check-in code is in LED display to show the airplane and the package information. The advertisement screen is in spatial structure of the LED display to show the advertising. Both of them that can be controlled in one X40. And how to realize to control them? We have the export softwares that you just need to build different display area and use it to control different areas. Okay, for now, let me share one of our successful cases on X40 for you. This is a successful case in last year. It used 5G technology to transmit AK contents, and it appeared in CCTV Spring Festival Gala, the opening ceremonies. In this case, CCTV used one X40 to splicing 4K content on AK LED display, and it shows multi-layers on the display via 4K output. This is a big day for Chinese people, because it means our Chinese New Year is coming soon, and it's our RGB Link's honor that we can in charge of this case. For now, let's check the requirements again. You need one device that can support the AK2K signal processor, and need to seamless switch into on the stamped background, and also have a 3G SDI cameras in fabrication. So this is a layout, the case layout of the case. In signal source, it with one PC output 8K, 2K the contents, and via 4 HDMI 2.0 output. It means it needs two 4K output module on X14. Also it with 4 cameras in 2K contents via 3G SDI output interface. And in here, our solution is offer one X40 and 4 4K output module for spacing and offer multi-windows. Maybe you will ask, one HDMI 2.0 output module with two HDMI 2.0 output interface. So it just needs two 4K output module to spacing for 8K 2K. But why we add 4 HDMI? Why we add 4K output module in here? Just is it just for setting more output module? And I believe the answer is not. And we will not do that kind of business because in broadcaster industry, they have one features very, very important for NAND. One requirement very important is backup. Backup means when one connection lost, the other will switch immediately. And about the 12G SDI the input module, as you know, CCTV is China's largest broadcaster. So they have other cameras that with 12G SDI interface to transmit the 4K contents. And as we know, 12G SDI compatible with 3G SDI. So that is why the CCTV choose the 12G SDI input module in this case, as it can offer the more flexible applications. And this is the input module and output module have appeared in this case. In the input, we support 4K input module and the 12G SDI input. On the output, we support HDMI 2.0 output, and we call it the 4K output module. And this is other 5G and 4K contents delivery successful case in CCTV. And they also use one X40 to do the spacing and the seamless switch on the LED display. For now, we've introduced four main advertisements or four main advantages on X14s, and use Export 2.0 to control the X40. So now let's back to Levi and the presentation. For me, it's done now.
Okay, and now it's the question and answer section, and we will also do some question and answer between the webinar and the presentation. So if you still have the problem, you can show your problem in the chat box, and let us see you, and we will answer you immediately. If we can answer this time, we will answer you through the email. And you can leave your email, you can answer it, and send the guide if you want to know how to operation or how to do some like the streaming or the other details you want to know. We can share the link, and please leave your email here, and we will share after the webinar. And actually, after this webinar, we will upload the recording to the YouTube or the other website, and you can see the details of this webinar. And also, welcome to talk with us through our official website to ask our question through the website or the other page. And now here we have feedback, and please Please and take 1 minute to help us on the feedback by this link. I already shared in the chat box, and I would like to ask your feedback so we can improve the experience and make our webinar better. And we will know what you want and something teach, and we will make you clear and which thing is you want to know, and we will do it on the next webinar, and we will do it better and make you more and more have more and more and good experience in our webinar, and this is the meaning of the feedback.
Maybe. And
Yes.
just now, other people have asked us to show that can use T1 to switch different things on the to control the X40.
Yes,
use the T1.
and let me show you how to do the T1.
Okay.
Okay, I change the spotlight.
Okay.
And, you can see the T1 and the two 4K screen, and this is the up and the down 4K screen, and switch the source in here. And with the T1, also you can switch the signal. And let me show you. If you want to switch to the T1. And I already connect the T1 and with the X14 and our laptop in the same network, so we can operate the T1 to control the X14. Now
Okay.
I signed it already. Let me show you the and place the editor. And you can select the bank tool and take it and select the bank 3 and take it in the T1 system T1 and select the bank 4 and take it. And because the bank 4 is different background with the other bank, I come back to I select the reason 6 and this is the same background and preset 5, and you can see this is the fading and off, and you only place the button on the T1 button interface and place it 5 and 4 and 5 and change back to the background 1. And after you do the detail setting on your expose, and you can do the bank switch on the T1. And also, if you want to do it in the dark situation, you can also make a LED, add a LED here, 2 LED here, and this T1 also can do the scale, but use it to the bank switching. Preset switching is more quick than the expose and very easy. Switch the bank 3 and the same switch feature like the expose. So this is the T1.
Okay, thank you.
And guys, this is the next schedule of the webinar, and will begin properly on the 3 and the same time in the June 9th China time. And you want to, yes, and we will upload the webinar recording in this website. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you for your supporting and thank you for your time. And if you have any question, you can find us through our official website, and welcome to talk with us. And any questions, you can email to us. Also, after the webinar, we can chat and talk. You're welcome, and very thanks for joining our webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. And, dear friends, I'd like to say that your feedback, your kind feedback is very important for us to improve our webinars contents, that we can pick out the interested topic that you the topic that you are interested and introduce to you next time. So
yes. And also you can feedback your problem or your wanted in the feedback, and you can write right there, and or select the selection or you want and the feedback to us, and we will do it better next time, and as you wish, and make it more to improve the good experience
to offer a more better webinar next time.
Yes, and of the good and more higher quality of the webinar to you. And
Thank
very
you.
thanks. And
thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for joining.
And waiting for your feedback, dear friends.
Yes, and see you next time.